Let's go back to our option chain here for a second and just call up a set of options. Remember, we have delta, gamma, theta, and vega. And we talked about delta. Delta affects how your option is priced based on a dollar move in the underlying instrument. So in this case, if we pick the January 12, 120 call options, its delta is 0.53. So for every dollar that the diamonds, we're on the diamond ETF, and for every dollar it goes up, you'll gain $53 in profit. For every dollar it goes down, you'll lose $53 in profit. And the deltas change based on the strike prices in which the underlying ETF is trading at. We have been talking a lot about Vega, a lot about volatility. There's one more thing that I want to show you that gives you a good idea of what happens to the price of an option when volatility increases. So let's go over to the Analyze tab. Let's add some simulated trades. We're just going to pick just about just any option we want to here. Let's go ahead and take these diamonds. These are the January 2012 expiration date, strike 121 call options. Let's go over to our risk profile. And this is a risk profile tab for the Thinkorswim platform. It's a very nice platform because it allows you to look and quickly analyze the profit and loss of any option position that you might have or stock position. So down here there's a little button that looks like a little wrench, and you just click on that. And what I want you to pay attention to is the volatility adjustment, the vol adjustment here that I'm going to be playing with. Right now, as this price, as this option is priced, the diamond ETF is priced at 120.27. That's the live price. We have a Vega of 15.85. So for this particular option, they're pricing it with an implied volatility of 15.85%, which is a fairly low volatility. So what happens if the volatility goes up by just 5%? So I'm going to adjust this to 5%, and look what happens to our profitability of this option. It jumps up $74.85 in profit. Just with an increase, without even the underlying ETF moving, an increase in volatility will give you a $74 profit per option contract. So volatility plays a tremendous role in not only the price of the options, but also the profitability of an option should the volatility increase. And that's why volatility is incredibly powerful. And I've seen volatility go up to as high as 85%. So imagine what would happen if we adjusted the volatility up 50%, which would give it a total volatility of 65%. You'd have profits of $788.46 per option contract if the volatility should rise dramatically. So it can dramatically affect the price of an option. So let's recap here. We've talked about delta. You know what delta is. You know that delta is the rate of change, the amount of change that your option will experience if the underlying ETF rises or falls by $1. You know Vega. You know how to determine whether or not Vega is coming into the market, how volatility comes into the market. And now what we're going to do is talk about Theta. Theta is something that a lot of traders pay attention to because it's the time value of the option premium and the amount that it erodes over time until we get to expiration. So in other words, we talked about time value a little bit early on, and let's go to our layout change and look at the position intrinsic and extrinsic value. Remember, the intrinsic value is the actual value of the strike minus the actual value of the ETF. And then whatever's left over is extrinsic value. You'll find the most extrinsic value, or what's commonly called time value, at the money strike prices. In this case, the 120 strike price, because the ETF is at 120.24, has the largest amount of time value. In fact, it has, on the call side, the 120 strikes has $3.13.5 of extrinsic or time value in this option. It only has an intrinsic value of just 24 cents. Now, there's a lot of people out there who like to play option writing game, and there's lots of different ways to play it. You can use iron condors, you can use butterflies, you can use time spreads. There are a lot of different ways in which you can play the game to capture theta, to capture this premium. Because what happens over time is that this option, because it's only 24 cents in the money right now, will erode, this time value will erode, and if you've written that option, you'll be able to capture that profit all the way to expiration as long as the underlying stays at 120 or falls below it.